Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining our Cash for College event. I am Maya Walker, the manager of high school programs with Shift Ed, and I will be one of your presenters tonight. I would now like to allow our partners from CFNC and GCS the opportunity to introduce themselves. Michelle, could we get you to start off, please?
Greetings, everyone, and I hope you all are having a fabulous evening. My name is Michelle Sims, and I am the proud high school counseling supervisor here for Guilford County Schools. I am excited to see all of you on tonight. Hope that you all gain a lot of wonderful information tonight and get a lot of information about how to afford college, because we know that college can sometimes seem to be a little bit expensive, but we want to give you that opportunity to be able to say, hey, you know what, I am able to afford college, and I have been provided with a lot of different opportunities to figure out how I can be able to pay for college. We will also have a drawing as well. So at the end, you'll be able to complete an exit survey and your name will be entered into a drawing. And this is for seniors only. I know that juniors and seniors are on the call, but this will be for seniors only. Your name will be put in a drawing for a gift card opportunity, and we will be choosing 2 seniors. So guys, I can't wait. Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Michelle. Dr. Juanez, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Of course. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Buenas noches a todos, a todas. My name is Juan Ramirez with CFNC en Español, and I have the privilege of serving our Spanish-speaking community. So I will be doing the presentation in Spanish. Para todos, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Juan Ramírez, representante estatal para servicios en español de la Fundación de Colegios y Universidades, y voy a estar haciendo la presentación esta noche en español.
Thank you so much. Thank you for you both collaborating with us to host our Cash for College event. Again, we are also offering this presentation in Spanish in a separate breakout room. So if you would prefer to hear this presentation in Spanish, please use the raise hand feature and we will let you know when we will start that breakout room. But in the meantime, if you would like to hear this presentation in Spanish, please use the raise hand feature at this time. And before we break off into our breakout rooms, we want to go over some webinar etiquette. So first and foremost, please mute yourself when you are not speaking. Place any questions that you may have in the chat, or you can save them for the Q&A session, which will be at the end of the presentation. And remember to be respectful of yourself and others while participating this evening. Failing to adhere to these expectations will result in removal from the webinar. Dr. Juanez, would you like to translate this for us in Spanish for our Spanish speakers, please?
Claro que sí, claro que sí. Entonces, un poquito de la etiqueta del seminario del día de hoy. Vamos a ponernos sin microfonito mientras no estamos hablando. Vamos a poder poner nuestras preguntas en el chat y también les pedimos de ser respetuosos para ustedes mismos y también para los otros. Y para esas personas que van a necesitar la presentación en español, les pedimos que si pueden poner en la parte de abajo donde dice reacciones y levantar la mano y nosotros los podemos poner en el canal en español.
Thank you. So to have a little bit of fun before we jump into our information for the night, we want to do a college shout out. So we know you are in this session because you are interested in college and may have been accepted to college already for my seniors in the chat. So please put in the chat, what colleges are you interested in and what colleges have you been accepted to? So put that in the chat for us so we can shout some of them out. Let's see. We have UNC Charlotte, GTCC, UNC Chapel Hill, Go Hills. I am a fellow Tar Heel. We have Cape Fear Community College, Western Carolina, ECU, go Pirates. WSSU, go Rams. NCAT, Aggie Pride. UNC Charlotte, go Niners. We have UNC Greensboro, go Spartans. UNC Wilmington. Someone was accepted to High Point University. Congratulations. Someone was accepted to App State. Congratulations to you. We have more acceptances from High Point, Guilford College, Greensboro College. We have Concord University, University of Fort Lauderdale, NC State, go Pack, UNC Asheville. Wow, we are working in GCS. Congratulations, ECU. We have Miami, Wisconsin, Madison, Michigan State, a lot of out of states. Congratulations. A lot of NC States. We have A&T, Princeton. This is so exciting. We have Pembroke, UNC Pembroke, UNC Charlotte. It's a lot of future Niners. Let's see, UNC Charlotte, Fayetteville State. We have Wake Forest, North Carolina Central. Let's see, Western Carolina, Baylor University, Morehouse, so many, Pfeiffer. Let's see, App State, Guilford College. North Carolina State University is kind of taken over in the chat, and UNC Charlotte. Thank you all for participating in our college shout out. If you want to still drop more schools, more names, feel free to do it as we continue this presentation. At this time, we are going to start the breakout rooms so we can start in the presentation. So we will now go off into our breakout rooms, and I will start my particular presentation in just one moment. Let's see. Let's see. And we are going to give it just a few more moments, you all. Let's see. Oh, I see Hampton. Hampton University, amazing. Bobbers. I think their thing is Bobbers C. Bobbers C. Let's see. Okay, you all, so we are going to get started. So some things that we're going to be going over today, we're going to be talking about financial aid. What is it? Who's eligible for it? We're going to go over the 2024-2025 FAFSA and some of the details that are going to be hopefully available to us all this month. We're going to talk about scholarships. We're going to talk about alternative ways to pay for college. And we're going to talk about some upcoming events that we have here at Shift Ed as well as at CFNC. And we're going to do a question and answer at the end. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or you could wait to the end of the presentation and we'll go over them. So before we dive in, kind of want to get a mid-year track for our seniors that are on the chat tonight. So first and foremost, you want to make sure you do your North Carolina Residency Determination Service form. This is if you are interested and have applied to at least one North Carolina college or university. This form is going to make sure or ensure that you receive in-state tuition at a North Carolina college or university if you have been a North Carolina resident for at least a year. So you want to make sure if you have not completed this form, you go to ncresidency.org. It will take you maybe 20 minutes to do if you have all the information that it asks you for. You want to submit college applications from the chat. You all are on the roll. You've been accepted so far and could be waiting to hear back from even more schools beginning in January if you applied early action to, I know I've seen NC State and Carolina. Some ways that you can apply to some colleges, you can use cfnc.org, which is for North Carolina colleges only, or you can use commonapp.org, which has a lot of schools, whether it's North Carolina colleges or out-of-state colleges as well. And then when we have access to it, hopefully sometime this month, you will complete the 2024-2025 free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. And again, you will do that at studentaid.gov. So let's talk about financial aid. What is it? Financial aid is a form of money to help you pay for college that is provided through the federal government, state government, the school or college that you may attend, or a business or organization. How do you qualify? You must apply to be considered for financial aid. Completing the FAFSA is the first step. So you never know how much money you may be eligible for or you may receive through financial aid unless you apply. And again, you will apply through FAFSA. I'm so sorry. Why? Okay, sorry, you all. I'm getting ahead of myself. Here we go. So some types of financial aid. So you have grants, scholarships, work study, and loans. So we'll talk about each one of these types of aid. So grants are the amount of money given by a government or other organization towards your financial assistance. This is a form of gift money. We call this gift money because once you receive a grant, you will not have to pay it back. So it's a gift. It's free money that you receive towards your education that you will not have to pay back. Scholarships are funds provided to support a student's education, awarded on the basis of financial need, academic, or other achievement. This is another form of gift money. Once you receive a scholarship, you will not have to pay that money back. It goes directly towards supporting your academic and schooling journey. Work study is a type of self-help financial aid where you are paid wages in exchange for working in one of the federal work study jobs on a college campus. Federal work study is your responsibility to apply to those jobs. So once you know what school you want to enroll in, you will start receiving information from that school. And one of the pieces of information will be jobs on campus. It will be your responsibility to apply to that specific job on campus. This is not automatically given to you. So you have the choice whether you want to work maybe at the school's library, maybe you want to work at a school sporting event, maybe you want to work at the Diner Hall. It's completely your choice. Something unique about a work study job, you will never be scheduled during class time because you are a student first, and those employers understand that you are a student and you should be in class. Class is the priority and work is secondary. So using those funds through your work study job, you can use them for books, you can use them for groceries to maintain your upkeep, or you can put it back into your tuition to help pay for your tuition. And lastly, we have loans, which are funds that are borrowed and it is expected to be paid back, which includes interest. Some loans that you may see from the federal government may include subsidized loans or unsubsidized loans. You may also have heard of the Parent Plus loan. The Parent Plus loan would be a loan that's taken out in the parent's name on behalf of the student's education. And then you have private loans, which we will talk more about later in this presentation, but your private loans will be loans that you receive from your individual banks. So Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whomever you may bank with. We don't really recommend you taking out a private loan for your education, only because those interest rates are going to be much more higher than if you were to take out a student loan, such as a subsidized or an unsubsidized loan. So the private loans, if you can avoid them, we recommend that you avoid them. And again, this is borrowed money. So students, if you have to take out a loan, or if you decide to take out a subsidized or unsubsidized loan, please do so with the understanding that this is borrowed money and you are expected to pay it back over time. So the anticipated 2024-2025 FAFSA, you will see 2024-2025 is pretty big on this screen. That is because when you as seniors, for my seniors in the chat, you will be completing your FAFSA for the 2024-2025 academic year. You're going to complete it for this academic year because that's when you will be a student in college. So when the FAFSA actually opens, please remember, complete it for the 2024-2025 academic year. This is a form that gives you the ability to apply for financial aid for college. So as we mentioned, the grants, scholarships, loans, and federal work study. This will open sometime in December, so hopefully this month we can get it open and get you all applied and submitting your applications for the FAFSA. So just a few highlights for the FAFSA. An FSA ID is required. It's required for any student, parent, or guardian that will provide information on the student's FAFSA. So if it's a one-parent household, that one parent will need to create an FSA ID account. If it's a two-parent household, both parent A and parent B will need to create an account so they can put their information onto that student's FAFSA. The student is now able to invite the parent onto their FAFSA form, and that's because it's a role-based completion. So there will be a student section of the FAFSA and a parent section. The student will start the FAFSA and invite the parent onto their FAFSA. The only way that a student can invite their parent onto the FAFSA is if the parent has an FSA ID account. All contributors have to consent. Anyone who will add their information onto the FAFSA must consent to the IRS sharing their federal tax information with the FAFSA for the student to be eligible for federal aid. So even if it's a two-parent household, again, parent A and parent B will still have to create their individual FSA ID accounts because consent is required if you're using any information of yours on the student's FAFSA. And then lastly, college selection. Students can add up to 20 colleges to their FAFSA to have their FAFSA report sent to. Students, you may be seeing that number 20 as so much. Maybe you're not applying to 20 schools. That is okay. This is up to 20. So if you are only adding 5 schools to your FAFSA, 10 schools to your FAFSA, that is okay. But you have the ability to add up to 20. So what can we do now until the FAFSA opens? We can create an FSA ID account because we're going to have it in order to access the FAFSA form. So again, the students and parents must create an account if providing information on the FAFSA form. A social security number is not required. However, that feature of the FAFSA or the FSA ID account will not be available until the FAFSA opens. So for those who may not have a social security number, if you try to make your FSA ID account before the FAFSA is open, it's not going to allow you to. So just remember, when the FAFSA opens, if you don't have a social security number, you'll be able to create your FSA ID account when the FAFSA opens. You must have an email address to create your FSA ID account. So especially for my students, if you have not created a personal email, I recommend that you create one before you make this account. Because you will lose access to your school email once you graduate, and your FAFSA is something you will need to complete yearly, each year that you're in college. So you want to make sure you have access to the personal email that is attached to your FSA ID account. And it can take about 3 days to authenticate, just to verify the information that was put in. So your CSS profile for 2024-2025. This is an online form used by colleges and scholarship programs to award non-federal institutional aid. So this means the aid that you receive by completing the CSS profile comes from that specific college or institution. This form did open October 1st, but it's only for specific colleges. If you go to collegeboard.org, they have an entire list that shows you what colleges and universities, whether in North Carolina or outside of North Carolina, that requires you to complete the CSS profile. Some of the North Carolina colleges that require it is UNC Chapel Hill, Wake Forest University, Davidson University, and those are just a few of them. But again, if you go to collegeboard.org, they have the exhaustive list for the 2024-2025 participating institutions and programs. And you don't have to complete the FAFSA before the CSS profile. So if you are attending one of the schools that require the CSS profile, you could do that tonight. And then, of course, when the FAFSA opens, you'll complete that as well. So moving on to our scholarships. What are they? Scholarships are a form of financial support awarded to a student based on academic achievement or other criteria that may include financial need for the purpose of schooling. Some things that you want to consider when you're considering scholarships, you want to think through, is this scholarship renewable? So will I receive this scholarship each year that I'm in college? Or is this a one-time scholarship only applicable for my first year of college? Is there a GPA requirement? Is there a major requirement? Do I have to be interested in wanting to go into education to become a teacher? Or is this looking for students interested in STEM? So you want to know what the scholarship is looking for to see and know if you're eligible for it. Are there additional requirements? Does this scholarship require me to write an essay? Does this scholarship require me to get a letter of recommendation? Do I have to upload my transcript? So when you're looking at scholarships and on scholarship websites, you want to make sure you look at more than the amount that they will award you if you receive it. You want to look at the eligibility criteria and also the criteria to have a completed application for that particular scholarship. Some types of scholarships that you may see and may have already come across. You have merit-based scholarships. Those are typically based on a student's GPA and or test scores. So that is how well you have performed in your classes and or standardized tests such as your SAT or your ACT. You have need-based scholarships, which are based on your financial need. That is based on the student's household income, which is out of the student's control. And that number varies per institution and per scholarship organization. You have local organizations that offer scholarships to students. And for us in Gifford County, local means could be businesses in High Point, could be businesses in Greensboro that have scholarship opportunities for students that are graduating from a Gifford County high school. Those could look like a Rotary Club, maybe a local church, local fraternity and sorority chapters that are in the area who have scholarship funds set aside specifically for Gifford County high school graduating seniors. You have athletic scholarships, which could be a partial ride, a full ride. It just depends on what schools are offering those athletic scholarships. So it's very important that if you are being recruited by a D3 school, understanding how much money they are able to award you at a D3 school for an athletic scholarship. If you're looking at a D2, D1 school, again, understanding how much money are they able to offer you, because you may think it's a full ride. However, it depends on which division those schools fall in, and that is how they are allowed to award certain athletic scholarships. So making sure you have a great understanding on what that looks like for your particular sport in that particular school. You have identity-based scholarships. So when you assess yourself and how you identify, whether it's your race, nationality, there's different scholarships that are specific to however you identify as a student. You have also employer-based scholarships. So there are some employers that offer scholarships. I know Chick-fil-A is a big organization that they have a scholarship for their employees, McDonald's. So if you are a student who is working, definitely make sure you ask maybe your manager, or even look it up in a Google search, what scholarships are available to me because I work for this company. So how do we locate scholarships? Where do I go? Where do I start? We're going to talk a little bit about different search engines on how you could find scholarships. So CFNC, they have a scholarship search engine that gives you the opportunity to identify North Carolina scholarships around North Carolina. They have specific counties in North Carolina that you can click on. So for most of us here, we would click on Gifford County, and it shows you the scholarships that are available for students who specifically live in Gifford County in North Carolina. So definitely check out CFNC, their scholarship search engine. They have, you can see here, this is Gifford County. They have 89 scholarships. Some may have already passed due, but some have upcoming deadlines or rolling deadlines as well. You want to make sure you look at your high school website. The high school website, I'm sure your counselors have created a platform where students can go to get access to all types of information, one being scholarships. So I have posted Western Gifford High School's college tools and scholarship search. They give you the links to specific scholarships that are available to their students at that school. And then I also have Page High School, who does a senior bulletin and has different scholarship search engines available on their websites for their students to use. Even if you don't attend one of these high schools, feel free to go on their pages and click on the scholarship and see if you qualify for it. Definitely want to start with the high school you attend, but know that you are able to go on other schools' websites and look, oh, they have this scholarship. I didn't see this on my school's website, because this information is open to the public and available to you. You also want to check out the college of your choice, their website. So I did see a couple Fayetteville States in the group chat. Once you have been accepted into Fayetteville State, you will be able to access the Fayetteville State University Scholarship Portal. This is only after you've been admitted into the university. So if you've been accepted to Fayetteville State University, definitely check out your email so you can access the search some scholarships for that specific school. Again, similar with ECU, East Carolina University, after you have been accepted to that university, you will have access to their scholarship portal, which is a long, robust list of scholarships. And this is not just for these two schools. Any school, any college that you may have applied to or been accepted to, type it in Google, NCANT scholarships, or whatever that school is for you, and that list will pop up, because you may have to do a separate application outside of your admissions application to be eligible for scholarships that that institution may have. So doing some research on your particular schools that you're interested in, so you are aware of the different scholarship opportunities that that school has, because again, scholarships are a free form of money or a gift form of money, and you don't have to pay those funds back. So again, a little bit more about how you can locate scholarships. You first and foremost, you want to contact your high school counselors. Your high school counselors have, again, done a great job of compiling information onto the school's website for you to identify scholarships, or you may want to go have a personal conversation with your school counselor to let them know, hey, I'm interested in learning about more scholarships. Can you please help me with this? And they will be happy to assist you. Again, your employers, so maybe your parent may work at a business that offers scholarships. You want to ask those questions, or maybe you work for an organization that offers scholarships. You don't want to leave any rock unturned when it comes to gift money. So it's definitely worth asking. Local scholarships, local organizations. One being Shift Ed. We do have a scholarship model that I will talk about towards the end of our presentation, but we will be considered a local scholarship organization that has a scholarship for GCS graduating seniors. And then, of course, you want to use popular or common search engines. You may have heard of FastWeb, Niche. Those type of scholarship search engines are specific to the student. They are based on your student profile when you create those accounts. College Board is another great search engine that has scholarships. And you may be thinking, thousands, millions of people are doing these scholarships. However, you may be the lucky winner each month when these scholarships do their random drawing. So it is definitely worth trying. And just to go over some alternative ways to pay for college. Payment plans are a great idea for when you're thinking about, how am I going to pay this really big number that I see on my student account? Talking to your specific college that you're interested in attending in their financial aid office, someone in there will be able to talk to you about what a payment plan could look like for you and your family. This will be different from student to student and from college to college. So if you are, when that time comes, have questions about being set up on a payment plan, maybe you don't feel comfortable having those conversations with someone in the financial aid office. Definitely leaning on your high school counselors. If you have a college advisor at your school, they will be more than happy to have those conversations with you and that financial advisor at that particular college. Again, a Parent Plus loan. This is a loan that is in the parent's name that supports the student's education. So this could be another way to help support your student when thinking about paying for college tuition and the cost of attendance at a school. But it is important to note that this is based on the parent's credit and will be in the parent's name on behalf of your student. You have the private loans that we mentioned a little earlier. These are the loans that are taken out from your personal banks, which tend to have higher interest rates than the student loans, which are the subsidized and unsubsidized loans that students may be offered after completing the FAFSA. And then you have fellowships, one being the NC Teaching Fellowships. So that's where you will be in an agreement to teach at a public school in North Carolina, and that will help fund your education. So definitely getting creative with the opportunities and resources available to help you pay for your college education is definitely key. And some upcoming events that we have coming up here at Shift Ed, as I mentioned, we do have a scholarship available for our GCS graduating seniors. We are going to have a scholarship info session on Tuesday, December 12th at 6 p.m. via Zoom. This is an opportunity for you and your families to learn more about our scholarship, how we award scholarships, the eligibility criteria for our scholarships. As you see, this is our scholarship model. We break it down from our North Carolina public and private partners. This application is open. It is open until July 1st. You can apply. It will take you no longer than 10 minutes to complete the first part of the application. You'll go to shifted.org/scholarship, and you will be able to see this model more in detail to gain an understanding of how we award our scholarships. For upcoming events for CFNC, you can definitely find and register for those events at cfnc.org/events. Again, CFNC is a great platform that we are able to have the benefits of using specifically for North Carolina students. So definitely take heed again to their scholarship engine search and their upcoming events, as they do a lot of college access work. And as mentioned earlier, we do have an exit survey. So if you are able to scan the QR code using your phone, I will leave it up for a few moments. Or if you're not able to scan the QR code, you can type in the URL, tinyurl.com/CFC survey 23. This will be for a chance to receive a $25 Visa gift card. There will be 2 winners. So we definitely encourage you to complete this exit survey. We will also drop the link in the chat so you can have it once we start our question and answer session. But I'll leave this up here for a few more moments for students who want to do the QR code. And I believe we have, thank you, Brandy, for putting that information in the chat for us. And I'll give it a few more moments. All right, you guys, so I am going to stop sharing my screen at the moment to take some questions. I see that we have some in the chat already. So let me stop sharing my screen. And again, we will have this link inside the chat as well.
And Maya, I've been documenting some questions here, and I can step in and highlight a few and sort of let you start there, and people can continue to place them in the chat if they like.
Yes, thank you. And Brandy, I think I'm gonna leave this screen up because I am not seeing where I can stop. Oh,
Okay, no, that sounds good.
sharing, or you want me to leave it up?
You can leave it up.
Okay. So put it back up. Thank you. And we can start with the questions if there were some, Brandy.
Yeah, so I've answered a few of these in the chat, but if you like to elaborate on them. So someone asked about, you mentioned the CSS profile and other different ways, applications that you could receive aid. Is it too late to complete the CSS profile, and how might I go about finding that information out?
Yes, so with the CCS profile, the deadline is based on your respective college. So you can find a list of the colleges that do require the CCS profile on College Board, collegeboard.org. They have a full list that will show you the colleges that require it. And then based on whatever school you are interested in, you can go to that school's financial aid page, and they'll give you the financial aid deadline, and you will go based on that. That could be different per college. So if there are multiple colleges and universities that are on the CCS profile list, you want to make sure you look at each of those financial aid office websites to get that deadline. And I think Brandy put it in the chat for you, that specific link. So thank you.
Okay, so I know we have a variety of students, parents, families on from 10th, 11th, maybe even 12th grade. So is it too early? Like, when would I complete most of these scholarships? And is it too early to learn about this now or to get started on thinking about ways I'm going to pay for college?
Yes, absolutely. So thinking about paying for college and cash for college, you're never too early. You're never too early because there are scholarships for everyone. It's specifically, scholarships start being available, I think, from the time you're young, but you can start applying for certain scholarships during your 9th grade year, 10th grade year, 11th grade year. So you don't have to start during your senior year, whether learning about different types of loans, scholarships, and grants, but you can start as early as you want. So for my underclassmen that are on the Zoom tonight, you can tailor your Google search to fit your demographic. So if you are a sophomore in high school, you can Google scholarships available for sophomores in college. We also at Shift Ed, on our Shift Ed website, we have a public scholarship list, and some of those scholarships are open to 9th through 12th grade students. So it's not too early, not too late for you all who are interested in getting a head start with paying for college to do so.
Okay, great. And you talked about this a little bit during your presentation. But what are some ways that I might seek out like school-specific scholarships, or would I automatically be considered when I'm accepted into that institution?
Yes, that's a great question. So each college is different. So definitely taking the time to Google search whatever school, whatever university you're interested in, and type scholarships beside it. So for instance, High Point University, they have a lot of scholarships that they will see if you're eligible for based on your admissions application. But some other universities have separate scholarship applications, like we've seen with Fayetteville State and East Carolina. So it depends on the specific colleges that you're looking at. And if you can't find it on the college website, you can call the financial aid office and they will talk you through which scholarships are automatically, you will automatically be qualified for based on your admissions application, and what scholarships require a separate application.
All right. We have some questions that are specific to the Shift Ed scholarship. And Maya, you could just cover this briefly, but for Shift Ed, I know we'll be doing a scholarship info session next Tuesday, so make sure you all are tuned into that. That session will also be recorded. But could you talk about where our school partners are located? Like, are they specific to North Carolina for Shift Ed, since it's a local organization that provides scholarships?
Yes, so with our Shift Ed scholarship model, it is specific to North Carolina colleges and universities because we want to keep the talent inside of North Carolina. So we are partnered with the UNC System Schools for our scholarship, and for the North Carolina private colleges, we have partnerships with High Point University, Greensboro College, Guilford College, Salem College, and Wake Forest University, where our scholarship can be accepted.
Thanks for that, Maya. And I know you all are really interested in learning more about our model. So please be sure that you either attend or continue to follow our YouTube page so that when we post a recording, you can tune into that. We'll get to a few more questions, so continue to drop them in the chat if you have them. Maya, you talked a lot about different types of scholarships that are based on school, that are based on need. Could you elaborate a little bit more on some of this opportunities that may be based on their identities, so race, other identities that students may have?
Yes, so again, scholarships can be tailored to the individual person. So there are scholarships that are specific to specific races, so Black, African American, Native American, Hispanic, Latinx, or however you identify that are available to you. There are also scholarships based on your nationality, based on however you identify with your sexuality. There are scholarships available based on your religion. So however you would identify yourself, if someone asks you what makes you you, in whatever terms or words that you use to describe yourself, what makes you you, you can find a scholarship for it. It can even be as simple as being left-handed. Being left-handed is not as common as being a right-handed person. There are scholarships for that. If you maybe identify as someone who's in band, maybe you play a musical instrument, there's scholarships for that outside of playing for a band in college. There's just, if you're a musician, there's scholarships for that. So any way that you describe yourself, you definitely can Google, hey, scholarships for people with curly hair, and you will see a list of those that you may qualify for.
All right, so we probably have room for 2 or 3 more questions. I have one that I'm about to speak about, and then we'll provide the opportunity for anyone else to drop any questions in the chat. So there's a parent or family who has a first-year student that's already in college and a high school senior. What are some ways that they can prepare for the FAFSA, Better FAFSA, that'll be opening on December 31st? And then there are some other specific details, and if you'd like to just shoot me a message, I can help direct you with those additional details. So Maya, what can they do to to prepare for the Better FAFSA that'll be opening on December 31st, even though it's not open now?
Yes, so definitely making sure that the 2022 tax information has been completed. If you have done your 2022 taxes, definitely making sure you have access to that documentation. Ensuring that your student who is a freshman in college has their account information for their FSA ID, their FAFSA account is updated. So if they need to update passwords, that is updated. Same for you as the parent, making sure you have access to your FSA ID account. And then for your student in high school, making sure they create their FSA ID account. Yes, so I would say that'll be the best out of what I just read, the best ways to prepare for it. So making sure your accounts are up to date and accurate, and you have your 2022 tax documents available.
All right. And here is one of our last questions before we wrap up. So you're talking about completing a FAFSA during your senior year of high school, but number one, when does the FAFSA open up this year in 2023? And after I do it my senior year, do I need to complete the FAFSA each year after that?
Yes, so we are hoping that the FAFSA form for this year opens sometime in December. We are hoping that it opens by December 31st. We don't have a specific date, but once it is released, you will be well informed from your school counselors, from Shift Ed, if you follow us on social media, from CFNC. So once it has been released, you will know about it. You will have to complete your FAFSA each year that you are in college. So if you're in college for 2 years, you'll need to do it each year. If you're in college for 4 years, you'll need to do it each year. If you decide that you want to go into a graduate program, maybe you want to receive your master's or your doctorate degree, you will need to complete the FAFSA again each year that you are in college or higher education. Yes.
All right. Well, I'll allow opportunity for anyone else to place any of their questions in the chat. Thank you all for completing the exit survey. If you haven't had a chance to already, I'll place that in the chat again. Maya, do you mind going back to the slide with our upcoming events? I want to ensure that everyone is aware of the events that we have coming up, particularly our scholarship info session where you all can, for seniors, can learn more about a local opportunity, a need-based opportunity to help support your college costs.
Yes, thank you all for joining us this evening, and I hope to see you all next Tuesday on our Zoom about our scholarship info session to learn more about that opportunity. Thank you all again for joining us tonight, and have a great night.